Hello and welcome to The Extra Mile. I'm Linda Boudreaux. Our guest today is Cody Edwards. Cody is a rapper from here in Lafayette, and we're going to meet him today and hear some of his music and find out about the rapping industry. So Cody, welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Let me just start with, how did you become a rapper?
Just, wanting to make music as a teenager and, ultimately wanting to, share my life experiences with people, some people write books, I just decided to rap about my life.
Just have a little rhythm with it, huh?
Right.
A little movement. So, did you start off musically? I mean, are you trained in music? Is this just something that's in you? Where does it come from?
I have no musical background whatsoever. I actually didn't discover music at all until I was at least 10 years old. But, I picked up on rap early in my teens, and I liked it. And
what was it about rap that spoke to you as a teenager?
It just had the best sound. It sounds corny, but it had the best sound to me. I don't really have a profound answer for that. Just sounded good.
Well, that's really what it's about, huh? So then you started experimenting with it, or yes or no?
Right. I mean, I had an older brother who was really into the rap scene, and his influence played a big role in me developing my skills. And it was under his tutelage that I was able to hone my skills and take it more seriously.
Okay. So you write all your own music?
Yes, ma'am. I write 100% of my own raps.
Let's just get to the chase here. You do it all, right?
Right. I write my own verses. I pick out my own beats. I record my own vocals. I mix and master them myself. Do the engineering process. I do my own graphics for CD covers, posters. When I have shows. I'm responsible for the legal aspects of my music, so I file my own copyrights. I'm responsible for my own publishing. I'm pretty much a one-man record label.
How do you even learn how to do that? I would not know where to start. I really wouldn't.
It's just necessity. They say necessity is the mother of invention.
That's true.
When you don't have the finances or the resources to do something, you better be a quick learner.
But you've got the drive and the heart. Right.
And that was my advantage. I'm a quick learner, and I'm very dedicated. So, when I want to do something, I do it. I do it. I find a way to make it happen.
So how long have you been doing that?
12 years now.
Okay, so it's been a good little while.
Right. It's been a long while.
So when you're writing something, where does your inspiration come from?
Well, like I said, most of my songs are influenced by actual real life events.
Okay.
And I basically just have to find the most creative way to say it. I try to find a beat that reflects the mood or the tone I want to convey. And, I try to, flex my vocabulary as much as possible. And like I said, I just try to find a very creative way to say things that, the average person wouldn't think to say, or a way you wouldn't say it in just average conversation. And of course, there's the rhyming element. So, you have to make it rhyme.
Right,
so,
right.
You just kind of piece it together like a puzzle and just hope for the best.
Yeah, one of the things I've always really loved about rap is the use of language. I mean, it gets it has a kind of bad reputation because so much of the music is, has violence and sexual content that a lot of people are offended by. But the music itself, the use of language and the use of the beat and all that, it's a powerful genre.
It is. It really is. And I mean, like you said about the stigma associated with it, and everything has the power to be used for good and evil. It all depends on whose hands it's in. So the void that I try to fill, in this particular period is I try to be the more conscious artist. Like I said, I'm a single father. I have 3 kids, and I wouldn't tell someone else's child something in a record that I wouldn't tell my own child directly, because, as artists, we do have influence over people. Part of music is designed to change people's emotions.
Exactly.
When you're watching a movie and a sad scene comes up, they play a sad song to change your emotion to fit that scene.
Exactly.
So, there is control. There's a certain level of control in music and influence. So, I try to be a little bit more responsible how I manage my influence in the music industry.
And having children changed you that way?
Definitely. That played a big role in it. Just being responsible for, other lives and you know, those kids being my contribution to the world. Definitely don't want it to be a bad contribution. So, you know, kids are very observant, and they pick up on things easily and without warning. So you kind of have to watch yourself real closely, and you know, make sure you're on point. And like I say, since my music is just a reflection of my life, when my lifestyle changed, my music changed along with it.
Okay, so give us an example of some of your music, because you like just do part of one of your rap songs?
Sure. I have a song on my most recent album, Unanticipated. The song is called Sidewalk 2.0. And the song is actually about my conversion over to a more positive and conscious state of music. And the verse goes, I had to change up the game plan because I don't have it in my heart to be the same, man. While we are, I was kind of shifting the blame, man. Now I'm trying to be a symbol like a name brand. Symbol of what? Well, I guess I'm trying to be the change. Trying to reverse the wicked ways of this evil game. Too much content glorifying this nonsense when we can be producing graduates instead of convicts. Do you even care what we hear you saying and doing? The message inside your music can easily save or ruin the world. It's going crazy. I see it happen daily. I'm trying to show my kids the way my grandmother raised me. Single father of three who flows go as hard as can be, who possess the knowledge to lead with no job or Harvard degree. We so blindly follow the lead of the awful powers that be. Can't let them corrupt the person my sons and daughter could be. And the second verse is, what I look like rapping and trying to say I'm real, talking about my money and busting heads and popping pills, enough to have my son grow up and load and cock the steel because he beefing in the streets and end up getting shot and killed. Lord forbid, but it seems it's all that my people know. Stuck in the darkness, how you gonna expect the seeds to grow? Ignorance ain't the answer, we gotta teach them more. There's more to life than trying to be a G getting a legal dough. Ain't nothing wrong with trying to hustle, be a go-getter. Nobody wanna be stuck in the hood with no cheddar. But if you're breaking the laws, that's when them folks get you. Use your mind, homie, you're supposed to know better. And now your family is actually facing a tragedy, rapidly losing faith in this case, and it's just so sad to see. Face it, it's just reality. Changes needed so drastically, poisoning their minds and gradually pulling them down like gravity. And that's part of Sidewalk 2.0.
That's great. That's really, really great. So then you have a CD that I'm going to hold up. This is
right. That's my sophomore album, Unanticipated, and it's available for free download on my website. www.sidewalkthevillain.com, and that's sidewalk THA-villain.com.
Okay.
THA, not THE.
And so we can just download this.
Right, it's completely 100% free. Go to the download section, find the album cover, click it, and it's yours. No strings attached. Completely free album.
Well, how are you gonna get rich if you're giving your music away, huh?
I mean, that's not really the objective right now. You know, I just want people to hear the music, be influenced by it, and see if maybe, you know, the support picks up, the momentum picks up. So it's as much about me, you know, finding success as much as it is about me having a positive impact on the lives of my listeners.
And the words of the song that you just did really do have a positive impact. It's really telling the story.
Right.
And you've made some significant changes in your life, huh? You've turned a corner or two.
Yeah, because you know, like anyone else, you know, I was young and stupid once. You know, I have a past of, you know, being involved in a lot of things that weren't always as positive as what you know, the things I'm trying to do these days. And again, at the time, my music really reflected that. And, you know, after, you know, I guess years of just spinning my wheels, you know, at some point we all, well, not all of us, but most of us, you know, we learn to wise up, and, you know, you just got to make more mature decisions. And, you know, for some people that happen sooner in life, some people that happen later, but becoming a parent definitely helped accelerate that process.
Okay. And you are a single dad.
Right.
So that's a full-time job. And how do you have time to do all this creative work and raise boys, girls?
3. I have 2 boys and a little girl.
Okay. So how do you juggle all of that? There's got to be a full life here.
It is, and you know, I do it the best I can. You know, I do it by the grace of God. I just wake up every morning, and you know, it's so routine now. You know, certain things it's not as difficult. You know, so it's just. You know, it's just a part of life now. It's just an aspect of my life I accept. So I just do it the best I can. You know, when I'm not spending time with my kids, I'm trying to make music and leave a legacy that they can appreciate someday.
I know they're proud of you. I know that.
I sure hope so.
Now, you know, we hear a lot about people trying to break into the music industry. I'm not even sure what that always means. I think you probably, before we started, they summed it up better than anybody else. It depends on how you define it. But what's it like trying to break into this whole industry? Is it difficult? Is it easy?
It is. It is because, like I said, you know, it does depend on your definition of success. The more realistic your definition is, the more likely you are to achieve your success. So, I mean, everybody, sadly, will not end up on MTV and BET with $10 million houses. But, you know, if you try to stay focused and realistic, you know, it's possible. There's so much politics and music. Sadly, we live in a time where it's not always about the talent. It's about, you know, who's more popular and who has the most swag and, you know, who has a bigger budget. So, you know, there's no law or rule that says, you know, the most talented artist will go first and everybody else, you know, there's no hierarchy. The hierarchy is the bankroll, the money. So, right. You know, when you're working with limited funds and limited resources, it's a real battle, no matter how talented you are, because nobody's going to invest in an artist because of how talented they think they are. You know, you have to, you know, really bring something to the table. So, and if not, and you're just determined to get it by yourself, you better have a lot of work ethic and be a quick learner, and you know, and just try to make as many good decisions and good moves as you can, because it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
Now, you have made a decision, a conscious decision, to be a conscious rapper.
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean?
It just basically means that I'm deciding to walk a different path than the average rapper. You know, I'm at a point in life where I don't really see the need to, you know, glorify violence and sex and drugs and greed and, you know, just a lot of things that my genre of music has become synonymous with.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be that way. But again, I feel like a lot of artists only make what they're influenced by. So when they grew up on violent and explicit music and they see the success of those artists, they seek to emulate that. And you know, as an artist, you know, a lot of it has to be originality if you want to be successful. So, you know, you have to evolve into your own person. You know, you have to have your own goals and your own mission and find your own voice. So, you know, it got to the point where I decided I wanted my voice to be that of the voice of reason in the music. And I wanted to, you know, show people that, you know, you don't have to be corny to be a positive rapper, you know? So when people think of positive music, they think of, you know, bubblegum, pop, rap, Sesame Street. And it's like, no, you can still touch on all the same subjects, but just do it in a more responsible and more respectful way. And if a lot of artists would stop and think about it, that could actually expand their markets, because not everybody wants to hear a lot of vulgarity, you know? So it also helps you to have a more universal sound when you can approach people, because as an independent, let's be honest, you're not going to have much distribution. So you are your own street team, you are your own network. So it's a lot easier to approach you on the street and say, good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Sidewalk the Villain. I'm a rap artist from Louisiana. You know, I'm just trying to make it. And the first things people are going to tell you is, well, you know, we don't listen to rap because it has all that cursing.
Right.
So it's a big bonus to be like, well, ma'am, you know, I don't have a parental advisory. My music is 100% clean. There's no cursing, and it's not just the cursing, but it's the actual content. So there's no cursing, no drug references, no sex references, no violence references, no references to greed or anything, you know, that can be perceived as immoral. This is a 100% clean rap album. And a lot of people, that would be the difference. That can be a deal breaker. So that can be the difference between a new fan and not. And I think if more people are more mindful of that, they may actually see more success than what they're doing right now.
Because I really think rap has a lot of appeal. You know, it just needs to be presented in a way that has, like you said, a broader audience. Like on your album, you have, and I was reading this earlier, you have mental advisory lyrical content.
Right.
You know, and I was reading that because we usually see, you know, parental advisory. Right. So what do you mean mental advisory lyrical content? Well, you know,
like it's just a creative spin on the parental advisory, because, you know, a lot of, you know, the mainstream rap, the current rap is, it is simplified, or how they say, dumbed down. And I'm trying to bring back a more lyrical aspect of, you know, the rap genre, where, you know, you're not going to hear a lot of small and repetitive words. You know, you're going to get a variety in sounds, and I'm able to flex a lot of vocabulary. You know, I like to think of myself as a pretty intelligent person, and I want my music to show that off. You know, back in the days in the 80s and early 90s, you know, your ability to be a lyricist actually helped, you know, determine your supremacy in the genre. So, you know, people would have rap battles to see who was the best lyricist, who had the best vocabulary, who could be the most creative with the way they structure their words. And we don't see a lot of that because everybody feels like the more we dumb it down and water it down, it can appeal to more people. I guess because they feel like, you know, it's easier to be an unintelligent person than it is to be an intelligent person.
The lowest common denominator.
Right, yeah, exactly. So, you know, by doing that, it took a lot of integrity from the music because people started trying to reach more people to get more money. And it took away from the art form. It stopped being an art and started being a product.
Okay, I hear you.
And that played a big role in its de-evolution.
So for you, it is an art form.
Right, it is and always will be. And every day I have a chance to flex a lyrical muscle and use words that exceed 4 and 5 syllables, I will gladly do it because that's how it originated. That's what it's supposed to be.
So you must love language.
I do. You know, I never realized that I actually did excel in English in high school and other schools. I never really noticed it until after I graduated. I was like, man. And people always tell me, you have a real way with words. And I guess it makes sense that I would, you know, pick a career path that involves me being able to use words for a living. So it definitely made sense to me.
Now, are there opportunities for you to perform in and around Lafayette or around the southern states? I mean, do you travel? Do you take this on the road? Can we book you for anything? Or how does all that work?
Well, as far as booking, I definitely can be booked.
He can be booked.
My booking email is booking@sidewalkthevillain.com. You know, I've performed in Lafayette a lot in my career. A lot of places right here downtown. You know, Renaissance and other places like that. Well, now it's probably known as something else. You know, whenever I'm not in Lafayette, I spend a lot of time in Houston because I have a lot of support in Houston, and I belong to an organization in Houston called the South Park Coalition, which is kind of separate from what I do here in Lafayette. Because people notice the logo in the left corner, and they, you know, some people might think I'm from Texas or say I have a Texas type sound.
Yeah.
But that's actually the logo of the South Park Coalition. It's a rap collective that's older than I am actually. They've been around for 25 plus years easily. And I was afforded an opportunity to join their ranks a couple of years ago, and that was a real honor. The founding member is an artist by the name of K. Reno, and he's, you know, been a big influence of mine for a while now. So, you know, being able to use that badge, you know, it means a lot to me. So, you know, Houston is my second home. So, you know, I do a lot of shows out there as well as in Lafayette.
Okay, and do you have to be invited into the South Park Coalition, or you can just say, "Hey, please"?
Oh yeah, oh no, you have to earn that position, and it's not easy to do. But
what did you have to do to get in?
Be hungry, be dedicated.
Work hard.
Have hustle, work hard, and just, you know, prove that I wasn't, you know, a bubblegum pop rapper. You know, it's a group of lyricists, and I mean, it's not easy to join those ranks. But
no, it's not.
You know, a kid from Lafayette who's not even from Houston was able to make it happen. So, you know, because it all consists of people from Houston. I'm probably the only member in the entire organization that is not from either, you know, the city of Houston or the state of Texas. So that makes an even bigger honor for me.
Well, congratulations to you. That is a very big deal.
Thank you.
I'm thinking your music. I'm thinking rap appeals a lot to young people and to teenagers in particular, and people in their 20s. And I'm thinking that your music, you could really use it to get a message out to young folks, and in a kind of motivational, inspirational sort of way. Is that a goal of yours? Is that something that you want to see happen?
Because, you know, like I said, you know, my music and my journey in general is, like I said, it's just as much about finding success as it is having a positive, impact in people's lives. So, in the respect of being realistic, I can't rap forever. So there was a point in my life when being a rapper was a destination. Now it's become more of a route.
Okay.
And so I would like to use this as a stepping stone, maybe towards, the end of my rap career, so to speak, to maybe, translate this message over into being a motivational speaker and still being able to have that appeal to go out and, reach people and just have a good impact in their lives.
And so given that, then it's because as you have overcome your own challenges and found another way, then you can share that with others. Is that what this is about? Right,
because I do come from a pretty difficult past, and people ask me all the time, like, Sidewalk. They're like, that's such a weird name. But it's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
And I end up having to tell this story over and over, but I'll tell it again.
We want to hear it right now.
Sidewalk was actually just a metaphor. It's just a metaphor for resilience. Because if you think of the properties of a sidewalk, people walk on it. In the event of any natural disasters, left out in the elements, and the heat is there and the cold is there. It doesn't always receive the fairest of treatment, but it might crack, but it's never actually destroyed. And I was like, I said that's a pretty solid metaphor. So, that's how it became Sidewalk. Some people think it's creative, some people think it's silly, but people who get to know me, they just they've known me for years and be like, man, I thought that name was crazy at first, but now I couldn't imagine calling you anything else because it fits you. I never thought I'd say it, but it fits you, And over time, I developed an acronym for it, just something to kind of help, make it stick a little more. And so if you break down each letter of Sidewalk, it stands for success is doing everything with attitudes like kings.
Wow.
So if you want to, be successful, have a good attitude, So
like a king.
Right. You got to have the attitude of a king. A humble king, but you have the attitude of a king, and you'll go places. And hopefully, not only will my name reflect that, but my journey will reflect that.
Well, I think you're on your sidewalk. You're on your road, on your path, so to speak. So I was wondering if you could do like another one of your rap songs for us, because now that we know that you're a lyricist. Okay.
Let's see. The intro to my album is called "Call to Victory," and the song is basically about how I took a 3, almost 4-year hiatus from rap to work and provide for my family. So there comes a time in life sometimes where your dreams have to go on the back burner. And once I found myself in a position to pick up where I left off, it had, a lot of time had gone by. And so it was just kind of letting people know where I had been. And this is the song. Let's have a toast, because it's evening and I'm your host. Why would I ever get ghost when my people need me the most? Trying to establish growth, adapting to different elements. I've been hard at work, and you see that it's more than evident. The villain is back. And I know that the world is feeling that. They tried to take my spot, but I'm sorry, I'm here to steal it back. It wasn't overnight, but feels like I just did it instantly. I'm on a mission, G, reserving my place in history. Now worry about the haters, man, they can keep on ignoring us. But as for ghetto grads, my people gonna be victorious. Song after song and coming into my own on the cool, I really hated being gone for so long. The villain missing in action, drama killing my passion, depression steadily dragging my sanity into madness. Fell off and they started laughing. What you expecting to happen? They out there grinding and stacking. I'm at the crib playing Madden. And despite all the potential I got in me, my quest for greatness steady giving way to acceptance of mediocrity. They said I was worthless and the results left me hurting. Any idea how much time I wasted debating my purpose? Some days were harder than others. Some days I just had to suffer. But either way, I got champion in my DNA structure. So I kept paying my dues and giving haters the blues. Same ones that said I would lose can't even walk in my shoes. Even one step at a time, they thought they left me behind. I wasn't dead, I was resting. Give me a second, I'm fine. My work ethic got everybody respecting my mind. So I just lived by my hustle, man. I was destined to shine.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. And I hate to say this, we're out of time, so we're going to leave today with Sidewalk Shining.
That's right.
Thank you so much for coming.
No problem. Thank you.
And thank you for watching The Extra Mile.